Okay, so this is May 31st, and we are going to do the second installment of 21 questions. Basically, it's a collection of 21 questions that people have either asked me via my Facebook or my Twitter. It might be about me, it might be about my opinion on something, something like that. And I just kind of read the questions and give you my opinion on them. So we'll see what you guys came up with this time. Um, this first question was asked on my Twitter. Um, I'm not really sure if I want to call this person by name. He said it was completely up to me. But anyway, I will. Jano asked me, do I remember the first time? And upon asking for clarification upon that, he asked me, did I remember the first time? I forget the way he put it, but I did brain surgery on a personal patient of mine, which I would assume he's talking explicit. The answer to that question is doesn't everybody? And moving on, that's all I'm going to say about that question. Okay, second question is oh, anonymous. This person asked to be anonymous, and it says, why do women who hope for, and this is in quotations, love, reject true love because it seems soft and goes back to more of the same? Now, I, okay, I don't know that women reject true love because it seems soft. This is almost like asking, why do women go back to the bad guy instead of the good guy who's nice to them and treats them well and so forth. Um, because I don't know if hold on, this is the last question coming in right now. Um, anonymous or direct. Okay, so I think that sometimes women have a hard time, especially if they come from, you forget that the majority of women have been a victim of abuse of some form or fashion. And that goes a long way in limiting your personal view of your self-worth. And so a lot of times people don't feel like they deserve to be loved, and I would say this is applicable to men and women. But sometimes when you don't feel worthy of being loved, when you get good love and you get sweet love, sometimes you just, it's almost like people who go back to prison. It's like, okay, you just got out of jail, why are you doing the same shit that is going to get you back there? And it's because they're almost conditioned for that. You know, I could equate it to several different things. It's like the children of Israel wanting to go back to Egypt because it was what they knew, it was what was familiar to them, and it becomes a mindset of this is what we're worthy of. So sometimes I just don't think that we have enough value in ourselves to be recipients and to believe that um, sweet love, good love, true love is something that we're worthy of and should have. So moving right along. The third question is from my Twitter, from You Hate to Like Me, and it says, Dani, do you think that you will find true love or a real man that compliments you and the person that you are? Um, this is funny that both of you guys use the word true love, because I'm kind of a believer that love to a certain degree is a choice. Um, a man that compliments me and the person that I am. I don't know. I really don't know, because I have an extremely strong personality. I know what it takes to be my helpmeet. I know what it takes to be the other side of me, and there's not a lot of men that surprises me. There aren't a lot of men out there who have displayed that ability. Um, I don't know. I don't know why. So I don't know. And people have heard me say this. I have had two great loves in my life. And I know that I won't be with those two people. And I just don't know that you get, I used to not think you get more than one. So I think that I'm pretty lucky to have had two. So I don't know if I'll get another one. I don't know. Question number 4, from Valerie's son. This came from my Facebook, and it says, once you get married, who becomes most important to you, your adult children or your spouse? For me, this is an easy question. It's your spouse. And here's why I think that. It's always funny. I always wait for the women to go when I answer that question, because I'm very old fashioned in what I believe about marriage and relationships and people. And here's what I believe. I believe that, there's a scripture that says, everybody always remembers the scripture that says women should submit to their husbands, but they also forget that there's a scripture that says, men, love your wives like Christ loved the church. And if you remember, Christ loved the church enough to die for the church, right? So if men love their wives enough to die for them, to sacrifice themselves for them, in other words, to always put the woman first, then there's no issue. There's no worry about submitting, because he's always got your back. He's always going to take care of you first. Now, having said that, if that's his mindset already, he knows that a woman puts her children before herself. So that means that automatically, just by default, he's going to put the children above himself as well. So when everything is in proper alignment, there's no reason for all of those things to not work properly. But no, I do believe that when a husband and wife get married, they should cleave unto each other, and that's the way it's supposed to work. So I think your spouse does. So that's why you choose wisely. I think you choose wisely. So the next question: have you ever cheated? I don't know if this means dating. I don't know if this means married. I don't know what this means. But the answer to this question is at some point, yes, in relationships. When it comes to my marriage, no. And when I started to even conversate and talk to other people and kind of go in that direction, my marriage was over. And my husband had an affair first. And it just was what it was. So I'm trying to think in regular relationships, though, have I? I don't think so, because I'm extremely loyal and faithful. And I'm trying to think, have I? Yes. Yep. Very young, and more so out of spite, because this person had cheated on me. So I don't know if that still counts if they cheat first. Does that mean that you're still cheating? I don't know. But anyway, not when it counted, Wes. Okay. Next question. And I don't remember if I asked if they wanted it direct or anonymous. How about, since I don't remember, I'm trying to look real quick in my text. He says you can say my name. God, I don't know if I know how to say your name. I don't know how to say your name, because I don't know. I'll just call you Mr. Adams. How's that? Says, do you find me attractive? I've seen 4 pictures of you, never met you in person. From what I've seen, I think you're attractive. Not my normal type, just saying. I usually don't do high yellow or red, but I don't disclude them either. So I would say, though, a lot of what I find attractive has to do with the way that a person carries themselves and things like that. So I would have to withhold final judgment until we meet in person. Next question. This is from Gerald, and it says, are you single? This is a very easy question to answer. Yes, I'm extremely single. So there you go. Next question. Funny. From Mr. Adams says, when will you be able to go for dinner? I don't know. You live a little ways away. You don't live here in Charlotte. So that would take some coordinating. I don't know, probably sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks, because my girls are going to their dad's, which kind of frees me up a little bit more than normal. Next question. This is from Angel, and it says, if you felt secure and safe in the boat, would you get back in? Now, for those of you all who don't know what the hell that means, there's a fantastic movie called Eat, Pray, Love with Julia Roberts in it. And basically, she's this writer who realizes that when she gets into relationships, she takes on the problems of the other person. They just become her life, and she forgets about herself, and she goes on this journey to find herself and figure out, kind of what she likes, what she doesn't like, so forth and so on. And through this process, she learns to meditate and focus and get herself kind of on the right track. And then at one point, she ends up having this love affair. She falls in love. The guy's in love with her. Everything is great until he takes her to the shore and wants her to get in the boat to go to an island for a week or something like that. And she says, why would you want to do that? And because, that's kind of like a commitment kind of thing. And he says, well, because I love you and you love me. And why can't you just say that? And she says, I don't know. I don't know why I can't say that. And she says, I just can't go. So I always laugh, because like Angel says that she's stuck in the temple still trying to learn how to meditate and focus. And me, I know how to meditate and focus. I just am not getting in the boat. So that's where this question comes from. If you felt safe and secure in the boat, would you get back in the boat? It would take like life preserves, like all around the edge of the boat. I don't know what it would take. I'm sure given the right set of circumstances, I would, but it would take a whole hell of a lot for me to feel safe and secure in the boat. So the answer is yes, but then the answer is also, if I had wings, could I fly? There you go. Next question from my Twitter from Code Blue says, if you could pick any career which would pay enough to live comfortably, what would it be and why? That's easy. I would write, period. Whether it be more books and novels, whether it be for magazines, whether it be a column, whatever. If I could make, here's the thing, not even be rich, I don't need $1 million deal from somebody, but if I could make the same amount of money that I make right now in my corporate living writing, I would do that. Because it is who I am. Like, as many times as I don't want to focus on it, as much as I don't want to do it, it just ends up coming out of me. And so if I could do it and be able to have an income that provides, that's what I would do. Let's see. Let me see. How many questions are we in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll do one more, and then I'll upload this video, because then I'll have to do the other set of questions. Next question, which is question number 11. Okay. Last question says, after a breakup, is it okay to still be friends with your ex's family? And Valerie Son is asking me this question from Facebook. And here's my thought on that. It depends upon the reason for the breakup. It depends upon if that ex is with somebody else and how his family feels. For a long period of time, I was still friends with one of my ex's family members, and it caused a little bit of friction because his mother still adored me and I still adore her. But when he remarried and things went on, then, that was time. It just was not comfortable anymore. So I think that it depends on everybody that's involved. You don't want to do anything that causes friction or chaos long term. You try to be respectful of people once you do split. So that's going to be the end of this video because we're right at 15 minutes. And I will upload the second